Hey guys, Blue Kool-Aid here. Hey, we've had a slight event here on the sun. The Seeds network hadn't really been updating very frequently lately, but it actually did update, and I just happened to check it before I go to work here, and I seen what looked to be a CME or whatever coming off of the sun, some sort of discharge, and it was behind the occulter. So I went to the SDO just to see if it was earth facing. And on first glance, it didn't look like it was. It wasn't exactly earth facing, but we did get impacted by it already. Now I know it's kind of hard for people to understand that it wasn't a CME; it was a flare. Okay, so that's light energy. It travels very fast. Okay, basically the speed of light. So the sun's 93 million miles away, so it takes about between 8 to 9 minutes to get here. I'm not sure it's in between. I can't remember what the exact second and all that is, but our magnetopause did react to it. In my previous video, I hadn't seen this data yet, and it looked like it might have been coming from the solar wind and all those kinds of things, just from the coronal hole that I had talked about previous. But this one wave that we took, maybe even the one right behind it, came from this flare, and it's an X flare, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. It wasn't huge, but it was enough that we did react to it, and this thing wasn't exactly Earth facing, so it's kind of a glancing blow. It wasn't just taking it on the chin, but it was. We took it enough that, like I said, we did react. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom in down here, because where we're going to be looking, and this thing came out of nowhere. Okay, it's in this area here. There was no sunspot or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow this down, and I'll stop it when we get to it. So I'm going to push play, and again, it's right here. Okay, and this thing just came and popped out of nowhere. I mean, there was nothing there, and then all of a sudden, bam. Okay. That looks like just like a sunspot like we normally would see, but like I said, there was nothing there, and this can happen, and I've said this before. We can get flares and CMEs on places that didn't start as a sunspot. Okay, sometimes the sun just reacts. It has reactions to whatever, and this is one of those cases. Okay, it was almost close to a. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to stop it here on this exact time that it did flare. I think it was it that? Okay, yeah. Okay, now I know you can't really see this. This is kind of blurry. But I'll take you to a different filter here in a minute. But this is the X part of it. That's why they call them X flares. Okay. But if you can look real close, you'll see little ribs that go up and down. That's very indicative of a flare. So I just wanted to point that out. What I'll do here is I'll take you over to the teal view. Okay. We'll just do that real quick. And I was actually on the phone talking to Scott when this happened. He's got some high def stuff that he'll probably be showing you, I'm sure. Okay, I want you to pay attention how it just comes out of nowhere. You guys see that? It flared right there. It almost looks like it might be flaring multiple times. I can't say that for sure right at this second. But, you know, let me see what I can do as far as getting this thing. Okay. Let's go forward a little bit more here. All right, now that's actually, can you guys see the X better there? I think you probably can. Right through it, right? Okay. And again, this was not directly Earth facing, but we did feel effects from it, and I'm going to show you. Okay. Again, remember the timestamp here. that says 2128. We'll go to the next one, which was 2142. Okay, it may have still been flaring there for a second. But, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to ISWA site, and I'll show you real quick what our magnetopause did when it reacted. Okay. And again, you know, the coronal hole and everything else that's involved here most definitely has, you know, added some to this. Okay. It didn't add like a crap ton of anything, but it did add to it. Okay. Let's just take this to where we need to be. Okay. Okay, now on this one you're see how it started to react. Now look at the timestamp. 2146. Okay, and it actually reacted a little bit before that because it compressed. Let me show you. Alright. That's 2130. 2138. Okay, I'm sorry. It was 22 or something like that, I think. Yep, there it is. Okay. Okay, see that? It compressed. That's when it hit us. Then we rapid expanded back out. Okay. The timestamp lines right up with that flare. Okay. Seeing this? Okay, so that was the next flare, and we did take a hit from it. It was not huge. I haven't heard of any electrical outages or anything, but we'll take a look at it on these other two real quick too, just so you guys can get a better idea. Okay. So it was showing up right there, which lines right up with the time. Okay. And then boom. And that's what happened. Boom. Okay. We'll look at it on this one real quick and then we'll end this video. But boom. Okay. I know I say okay a lot. I'm sorry. But yep, if you look at the timestamp there, it all lines up. So that was caused from an X flare that we just had. So anyway, guys, God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.